Hey, welcome back to another episode of the She's Making an Impact podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Ngom. What if there was a new and different way for you to be able to market your offer, your programs, without doing a live launch? I brought Gemma Bonham-Carter on. She's an online course strategist, digital marketer who's helped over 5,000 entrepreneurs and hundreds of students launch and scale their businesses. And today we're talking all about the forever funnel, on how you can create a funnel that's going to lead to sales and more sales and more sales over time. So we're going to dive into this episode. It's short, sweet, to the point. Get ready to take some notes on the forever funnel and let's dive in. Hey, Gemma, welcome to the show.
I am so excited to be here. Thanks for having me, Rachel.
So excited to chat. So let's dive in. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Yeah, sure. So I am based in Canada. I've been in this kind of online entrepreneurship world for a long time. I started a blog back in 2010. So I'm dating myself a little bit there, but I've, did a lot of things, eventually pivoted to actually helping entrepreneurs create, launch, and grow their online course-based businesses. And that's still what I'm doing today. And I have two kind of main programs, Course Creator School and the Passive Project, where, we dive into all things courses and funnels and email marketing and growing your business.
Super fun. These are all the things that I geek out on. So I love it. Talk to us about what it takes to do a course launch. Like, what does that actually look like?
Yeah, well, when I work with someone who is brand new to launching a course, I kind of flip the script a little bit on, I hate to see people spend time creating a course that might not sell. I'm a big believer in needing to validate it in the marketplace first. And so we dive into really crafting a great offer, but we're not going to go and record the modules and build it all out and do all that stuff first. We craft the offer, make sure it's really irresistible. And then I'm a pretty big believer in fairly chill live launching. I'm not someone who likes to have, 1,000 different things going on with a giant team and all, I'm pretty low key, both in my life and I think as an entrepreneur and business owner. So, it's a fairly chill launch that I take students through, where largely we go with webinars. Sometimes there might be a 3-day challenge or a video series or something different. That's more the style of the student, but typically we use webinars, pairing it with great emails. That's like the backbone for a successful launch and frankly, a successful business as a course creator, in my opinion. And then usually one social media platform. So we sort of bring those three things together to craft out a launch. Really important to do a lot of pre-launch stuff, let people know it's coming, create a lot of value, grow your list, launch that offer, and really run through your course the first time as a live round group program, because that way you're building it out in real time. You're essentially getting paid to create it because you've got the 10, 15, 20, 30 students in your founding round. They're giving you real-time live feedback, which I think is incredibly powerful and important. And at the end of the day, you've created the course, you've recorded all those videos, you've built out your worksheets or templates or whatever it is that you're creating to support your students. You've also gotten to know those students and held their hand through that first round. So the likelihood of you having excellent testimonials and case studies at the end of that round is so high. And now you've got all the material there to package it all up. You've got those testimonials. You kind of can then, whether it's turning it on to evergreen or, shifting the model a little bit, you can have more flexibility in doing that. But that's generally the method we use to get things off the ground.
I love it. And as you were talking, I literally had a flashback to when I first launched Pin with Purpose, and I did exactly what you're talking about, and how in the beginning I was teaching over my people, and I had to really go back and kind of dumb it down for the next time I launched in for those people and really work with them. And I think a lot of us do that because we're so close to our expertise that we don't realize most people have no clue what it is that we're talking about.
And you never would have known that.
Never, if I would have just launched it and didn't have the feedback. And I'm constantly collecting feedback from our students of where are they getting stuck? What do they need better? All of that. I think that's so valuable. Cool. So talk to us about the hybrid marketing method.
Yeah. So this is something that once you've launched your course, you've got it, that sort of offer built out. Now we're moving into this stage of, okay, let's start to really scale things up. And after having been in this world for quite a long time, and you start to, like, you hear the people who really believe in live launching, right? And it's like all about the live launch. There's the funnel people who like big on funnels. There's, you hear all these other tactics. And I've been someone who is kind of listened, tuned in, bought programs, tried and tested a lot of different things over the years. And what has really worked well for me to create a business that has been sustainable, has consistent cash flow and sales, it's grown, month over month, year over year, and has allowed me to still keep this relatively like chill model where I don't have, I've got some part-time staff, but not like a giant team that I feel like I need to manage, has been this hybrid model. And so it consists of three main components or layers. The first one are the live launches and promotions. I still do those. Like, even though I have successful funnels and stuff running in the background of my business, I still like having those for a few reasons. Number one, they're always a nice big influx of cash into your business. It allows you to create a lot of hype and excitement. Some people really need that around like making the purchasing decision. It also is the opportunity for me. It's usually when I'll like create new stuff for my program. So, because then I'll turn it into new bonuses. So it works as almost like a continued improvement or like level up of the programs that I've currently got. So love still doing like live launches, maybe 2, 3 a year, depending on, what your schedule looks like. Then we build out what I call like your primary evergreen funnel. And I think this is what most people think of when we start talking about evergreen funnels, is this one. And it's the one that is 30 days or less, right? Mine tend to be in like the 21 to 30 day range, probably a little longer than most people, but that's the way I like to build them out. And it's for those people who are looking for the solution. They're ready to buy now. They find you, they opt into your top of funnel thing. That's usually like a webinar or a lead magnet that leads to a webinar or a little video series, whatever it might be. Come into the funnel, get that value education, build the know, like, and trust with you. You make your offer and they purchase. And typically industry standard is like 1% to 2% for these funnels. Nicer if we can get it higher, let's say in the 5% range. But those are the people who are ready to buy now. And I spent a lot of time figuring that part out, right? It's not as easy as just like, here, take this template, plug and play, pop it on, and you're going to be swimming in millions of dollars, right?
No, there's a lot of testing that goes into making $1 million funnel. Oh my
gosh. Lot of testing, time, tweaking, shifting of messaging, sometimes even shifting of the offer a little bit, getting the right people in the funnel. There's lots going into crafting that primary evergreen funnel. So let's not downplay like the importance and effort that goes into that. Sure. But then here's what I felt like was always missing, because I spent all that time I've built out primary funnels for lots of different programs that I've created and sold over the years and got them working. But then, and for a long time, my hybrid method was just those two things, the evergreen funnel and the live launching together. But then I realized there was this third component that was missing, which was what I've now kind of coined as the forever funnel. And this one is where you can continue to make conversions and sales for your program just outside of that 30 days in an automated way. So we can build out a funnel that might be 3 months, 6 months, or a year long. And it's not just repeating the primary funnel that you already built out, but it's continuing to like send thought-provoking emails and offering someone the option to opt into your course or program in different ways. So it's not just sending them back to the same sales page. Maybe you have an application form and they're able to actually submit an application form because they're the type of buyer who kind of wants the check, right? That like, this is going to be a good fit for them. And they actually want to go through a process like that. Maybe it's something that I teach in my program. there's this like element of starting a conversation with someone. And so in the Forever Funnel, we talk about sending conversation starter emails. And that basically is offering the program, but with a different type of email where people kind of raise their hand and be like, hey, yeah, I do want to do that. Tell me more. And then we can have this back and forth. And it's more of like a push pull and make the sale. So there are these different ways that we can sell our program in that Forever Funnel that are going to appeal to a broader spectrum of our audience and can eventually push up that conversion rate past that industry standard. Maybe we get it up to 8, 9, 10% over time with that Forever Funnel. So those three elements together can be so powerful to creating a business that is, just really consistent in its revenue. And you can continue to like layer on and add to it over time and just see it continue to increase.
Okay. I got questions.
Yes.
So the Forever Funnel, how long did you say these normally last?
So this is like an up to you kind of situation. I have some students who will start out and it's just like a 3-month funnel that they tack on to the end of, let's say, the primary funnel. But you can build this out to be, I have one that's approaching now about a year long.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Hold on. And these are just like different emails that are going out, essentially.
Yeah. So here's the key is if you're someone who's using email marketing in your business already, which I am, I love writing emails. One of my favorite things that I do in my business. At the end of each month, go and take a look at the emails that you sent. And the ones that were like the really like thought-provoking, valuable, good emails, pull those and add them to the end of your Forever Funnel. And you might need to shift a couple of things. If the call to action, you might need to shift that a little bit. You need to make sure that they're timeless, that they're not kind of speaking to like a live something that you did that month.
Right.
But generally speaking, when we're thinking about thought-provoking, polarizing, opinionated, valuable emails, they do stand the test of time. It's like writing a blog post that like someone can come to 5 years later and it's still relevant.
Right.
And so the idea is you're writing those types of emails and then adding them to the Forever Funnel over time and shifting the call to action and adding in things like the application form, the conversation starters. And it's a bit of a mix and match funnel, which provides kind of like a different cadence or flow. And then what I do, I'm personally comfortable with sending 2 to 3 emails a week to my list. However, only 1 to 2 of those are like live in real time emails. And then my Forever Funnel is set to just send 1 email a week. So it's like that add-on.
They're getting both emails. Okay.
But if I were to take a break from sending my live emails, like I know that my Forever Funnel is still working. Right? Still sending them emails. They might just be not getting as many as they usually get from me because I've taken a little break from my live stuff.
Right. Okay. So 1 email a week that's going out forever, essentially, just like keep going back and finding the best emails that are getting like the best open rates or the best response rates. And then the ultimate goal with this would be to get them to like join in a higher ticket offer. So it's like an application only program kind of thing.
Well, it doesn't have to be application only. The idea being, so for instance, like I sell $1,000 course. I could create a nice, concise application form for that $1,000 program and have my team review it. If the fit's right, just send them to the checkout link kind of thing and have that little bit of back and forth. It's more like relationship building marketing rather than just sending them to a sales page. They just might not be someone who likes to buy off of like a standalone sales page, right? They just might like that check. So we're just differentiating how we're sending out the offer. Not to say that you can't send them back to the sales page, definitely do that, but you can mix and match. And if you're someone who sells different programs, you can build out I have had some students who've had 2 very different tracks. So they build 2 separate Forever Funnels. But if you have, just one main overall niche, but a couple of programs, again, you can mix and match the calls to action to send people in different directions.
Got it. Can you give an example of a few different like email styles and what those call to actions would be?
Yeah, well, so one great email style that I love to see is like one of those thought-provoking, polarizing emails. So give me like a draw the line in the sand and tell me why, your opinion on doing things that way is the best way, or like a this versus that. If you're someone who teaches about like, I don't know, Instagram, tell me why Instagram blows everything else out of the water. Or if you're like into wellness and you're a big believer in, I don't know, you teach about like going sugar-free or something, tell me why that is far and beyond the best move I can make for my wellness as compared to other things. Something really thought-provoking that is going to get people thinking like, oh yeah, hang on a second, that does make a lot of sense. So give me like a thought-provoking email like that. And then at the end, you can say, if the call to action was to an application form, it would say, if you're ready to start making this lifestyle change for yourself, we've got a short application form here. It's 5 questions. We'll assess whether or not you're a good fit for our program, and someone on the team will be in touch with you within 48 hours of filling out the application. And it's just a totally different call to action than go to my sales page and buy this program.
Got it. Okay.
A different email. Sorry, do you want me to give you a different example?
Keep going. Keep going.
Okay. So like a totally different email in the Forever Funnel, which is one of those conversation starter type emails. It's going to look entirely different. It's going to be short. I recommend like no graphics or GIFs or anything like that, or even like a super signature, like none of that stuff. And it's just really simple, often using the first name, like personalize it as much as you can with those HTML tools in your email service provider. And it would be like, hey, Becky, I'm starting a new group inside of my program Course Creator School, where we are going to learn how to successfully create and launch your online course in the next 90 days. We've got our next group coaching call coming up. For me, I do Q&A coaching every Tuesday at 2. So mine says, we've got our next call coming up Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Want to join? ? Hit reply and let us know. We can send you the details. XO Gemma. So short, right? Like imagine that in an email. That was like 2 sentences.
Right.
It's starting off with their name. Like it really looks like I'm sending them a personalized email.
Right.
The number of replies we get to that type of email is like through the roof. And then we can follow up and just have the bit of a conversation, but then make the offer. Be like, okay, great. Like here are all the details. If you're in, like send back the I'm in and we'll send you the checkout link or whatever. It's very short and sweet to just close the deal.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. I love it. Do you go back at all and review like open rates again once you have the Forever Funnel and make changes to it?
Yeah, you absolutely can. I wouldn't say it's something that I do as regularly as I would, let's say, for my primary evergreen funnel, because I feel like the primary one, for me anyway, I'm doing paid ads to that. Like I really want to make sure it's as optimized as possible, whereas I can feel a little more chill about the Forever Funnel.
Totally. Cool. What's one of the best books you've read?
Oh my gosh, good question. I love the book, A Company of One by Paul Jarvis. It's, I think, a bit of an oldie. He's a Canadian also, but it's a simple, lovely read. The philosophy being, you don't have to always be bigger and bigger and greater and do the things that you see other people doing because you feel the pressure to do it. And for me, that relates to like this idea of building out a giant team and having an agency and doing all these other things, because that doesn't necessarily always fit with your goals of your lifestyle.
Totally.
And so for me, that book really deeply resonated. I can't tell you how many like passages I highlighted. And yeah, it's just like a lovely read that connects you back with maybe like why you started your business and gets you in the mindset of, okay, hang on, I need to design this business to support the life I want to live and not live my life for this business.
Totally. What's the book called again?
It's called Company of One by
Company.
Paul Jarvis.
Company of One. Awesome. We'll put that in the show notes.
Cool.
What does it mean to you to make an impact?
Oh, so I feel like that's everything. For me, hearing success stories of students who have not only met the goals that they wanted to meet, but then exceeded them, and then having made such an impact on their personal lives is everything to me. Like, I have a couple of students that I can think of off the top of my head where, for these ones in particular, like, it was around being able to fund a maternity leave and be able to have another baby. And like, I can relate to that so much because my business sort of went on fire when I had my babies at home. It was like when the motivation just like went through the roof of like really wanting to build out something major, and they did it. And like, what a life-changing thing to have been able to create for themselves. And yeah, you know, that gets me back to my computer day after day wanting to do what I do, because if it were just like these nameless, faceless sales, you know, I probably would have gone on to something else by now, but it doesn't feel that way because it feels really life-changing.
Yeah, I love that. Where can we connect with you?
Come say hey on Instagram at Gemma.Bonham-Carter. And I do have like various things, free things, if people want to kind of take it to take the next step type of deal. So if you are someone who hasn't created a course yet and you're thinking that might be something you want to do, I do have a pre-recorded training that kind of goes over that approach that I talked about at the beginning of the class. So you can head on over to GemmaBonham-Carter.com/class. Or if you want to get into all that funnel jazz, you already have a course and you want to talk about the forever funnel, the hybrid method, how all of that works. The best thing would probably be to just send me a DM and I can send you in the next best step from there. But just get in touch.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, Gemma, for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.